Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire. We're sat looking at Grand Lac Victoria and we have a few issues with our signalling. It is this one and that one up there. I noticed on the cab ride and we need to fix that, otherwise we could have a few issues while we are expanding elsewhere. Hopefully there are no trains to reset. Get rid of that one. And I believe it's that one. That should tidy that up. Yeah, you definitely don't need a signal outside of a station when you've got a junction right before it. Our trains will definitely get stuck. So what are we up to today? We've got a lot to do, haven't we? We need to get Ottawa growing, and we are making progress with that. We've set up a few lines, and we'll see if there are any more lines we can add to help Ottawa grow. We might need to upgrade a few stations as well and bring in the southern 3 stations down here so we can start bypassing some traffic from the busy lines up there in the north. One thing I did forget for any of our passengers and mail trains is rail cars, but they are full of cars, so it's not overly terrible. Alright, you've got rid of at least 2. Not entirely sure on whether it's worth it, but I like it. It looks cool regardless, so we're going to do it, whether it's min-maxing or not. I'm sure some of you have tested that out. I would say it will keep our trains moving more often than not, and they'll be full. Rather than just a handful of passengers and mail cars on there. So yeah, we'll definitely be full. We've got another one over this side as well that I forgot to put on. I believe it's that one. As you can see there, that's not a full complement of cars. So we can add us a bit of bonus cash on it. When it first left off, however, it was full. So we didn't lose out, did we? We took more. That's all that done. Do we have a train heading down to Ottawa? It should be on here. We do not yet. That's what this piece of track is for. Yeah, we ran out of money, didn't we, towards the end of the last episode? So let's get us a train that's going to take grain. That rhymes. Down to Ottawa. And freight only. Look at that, I remembered. And wait until full. Hopefully it takes mostly grain, since we do have wood. There we go, perfect. We do have wood down here and we are taking that in. Already a little busy, isn't it, on the old wood side. Now, what have we got to do task-wise? Let's check on everything. We are almost finished with our furs. Surprisingly, we're 1 short. Well, there you go. Which would make sense because there's 8 in a car, isn't there? So 8, 16, 24. We've took 3 car loads so far. Hopefully there's another on the way. We should avoid winter, hopefully. And then we've got to work on this winter clothing stuff. Now, we've added a few freight trains, so our quarterly revenue should go up quite a chunk. And that'll be another task down. Let's just see where our trains are. Are we in a position to upgrade you now? Yes, we are. Regardless of the task being completed shortly, it would be nice to deliver plenty of furs down to Ottawa, because this is not going to change, is it? We'll forever make, cloth from furs. So yeah, we'll keep that going. Security guard, absolutely. And we'll take the engineer as well. I guess we could set this up now, couldn't we, as well? Because this is the shortest route in the history of routes, which is perfect for security guards. And then our engineer might make our security guard happy. Get a freight train on there. Security guard, you get on there. Is there anybody that will make you happy? No. Well, we'll put you on anyway. There we go. But that's the perfect place for that, isn't it? I guess we could stick a maintenance building on there. That way they They don't have to repair. Actually, we don't have one down here. I was going to say they don't have to repair in London. But we don't have one in London. Do we have one in Toronto? No, it's time to do that. Yeah, we ran out of money, didn't we? You can't do that when you've got no money. We'll need to add one on here as well. And thankfully, our money is going through the roof. I saw a chief engineer does not get rid of a red arrow, but it does get rid of a green arrow. That's not very useful. A reporter. We don't really want to mess with the AI. It's a little bit pointless, even if they do get involved and we start to share land. And for that matter, stations, because they're not much of a threat at the moment, are they? And while they're not a threat, we're just poking a bee's nest or a wasp's nest. Hornet's nest, I believe it is the phrase you're looking for. Hopefully we get Ottawa growing to the point where we can build them the, whatever it is, the cloth maker, the one that makes the winter clothes. So I'm holding out at the moment. I don't know where our trains are for this. Hopefully we do miss the winter. It's right there, isn't it? No, that's expensive. We need this cash on hand. I think we've got a train that avoided it. There we go. Do we have another one? Not yet. It might be heading the other way. But if he keeps moving and doesn't break down, might be tempting fate a little bit there. If he keeps moving, that's our task complete. I don't know if it will count as a gold tick. I hope so. We're in 1865. We should get there. It's going to be close, isn't it? We should get there before the end of the year. Yeah, we're crossing the bridge now. It's fairly quiet around here as well, isn't it? There goes our express, the one we were riding. I do like that express. I do like all this that's going on as well. It's quietened down, hasn't it? We don't have quite as many trains queuing behind each other. The odd train here and there, filling up, repairing. That's lovely, isn't it? There is a bit of a snarl up here, but I'm hoping to adjust this to a maintenance yard. Then we can filter our trains in a little tidier. And we've got this double track thing going on as well. Whether that will be useful, I'm not sure yet. Maybe. We can probably come into this, can't we? And send freight trains on the outside. Since there are freight trains here as well. We do have a freight train that would pass through. This doesn't need these two tracks here. Don't need to be connected to the maintenance station. So yeah, we'll get that tidied up nicely. It might introduce a little bit of a grade, but I'm not too concerned about that. Is our train close? Yes. Well, I guess we'll get to find out whether this will be a gold tick for us. It should be the new year where we get to see how much we're making on freight now per quarter. January will be the start of the first quarter of 1866. Come on then. Let's see if we've got a gold tick. It'll be the first one they drop off. Tense.
Assisted by the Grand Trunk Railway, you should be able to push the economies of the colonies forward. So an independent administration will be possible.
Thank you. Don't know what any of that means. Nor do I care. Can we build down anywhere else? No. Then definitely not interested. I guess we should set up Sudbury today. And start getting that beer delivered up to Warehouse 2. And we should definitely grab that, shouldn't we? 32,000. That's nice, isn't it? That seems like a bit of a bargain. We don't have many left, if any at all. We'll go and take a look. We received that. Yeah, that's our 100 points. So every time we get an auction, we're either getting 300 or 200 point research blocks. I love it when that happens, especially this early on. And we're going to keep throwing in. Oh, look at that. Toronto and Ottawa are now growing. London might take a little while. Are you full of goodies? You are. I don't want to put... do I? I was going to say I don't want to put a refrigerator car on this, but sort of tempting, to be fair. Especially with all our personnel. Well, should we have a little bit of an experiment while we let our money go up in case we need to buy us a factory or anything like that for our next tasks? Or grab an industry somewhere on the map? I would like to see how much he earns as is without the refrigerator car. Oh, quick, can we take... or don't. We'll look afterwards. Otherwise you're rushing and you'll probably miss this. Then pick the wrong bit of research. Right, let's see. Please, nothing pop up in front of the number. That's a mixed train, isn't it? If not, we need to put something on there as well. How much are we getting here? 18,600. So if we now add us a refrigerator car on there, we'll have to remember 18.6k. And we'll... ooh, this could be tricky though. If any of these affect freight, we can't take them just yet, can we? Oh, look at that. It's there. Well, we'll wait and we'll grab this one. I think that'll be nice, wouldn't it? That would just... that'll help this task that we're working towards. We didn't quite reach it. And by we didn't quite reach it, we missed it by a mile. So, yes, this will be a useful piece of research for us, wouldn't it? We had some more staff as well. Another security guard. We may need to double up on the cattle trains there, so that would be useful. An inventor. I think we can afford him. It gives us 3 stars to spend. But I would like to know what the difference is with a refrigerator on, with all your staff. And... well, does it affect it? If it's close to 18.6 but we're taking 1 car less, then that'll be a yes. Right, you come down here. I'm doing this while snow is happening up north. Because what's beautiful now is we have London, Toronto, Ottawa, and all of those are moving through the winter. Isn't that beautiful to see? So even during the winter, we still get a little bit of money coming in. I mean, we did anyway, if any trains were close to a station at the point winter hit, but after that it slows right down. Of course, that would have affected our profits a little bit, wouldn't it? We need to do it in the summer at some point. Right, 18.6 to beat. What you going to do for us? Is this worth it, the refrigerator car? My money's on yes. What about you at home? Come on, train. 18.6 to beat. 19.5 for 1 car less. Isn't that brilliant? And it's about to go up a little bit more, isn't it? We are going to take that. And that's going to increase it by 8%. Beautiful. Beautiful. Are we supplying enough cattle? I want to say we are. Well, it's a bit tight. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad, given the setup we've got there, to have this duplicated. And hopefully we can stick another security guard on, which we can. We could get London growing if we set up a train that's going to run down on this bypass. And if we start it down at London, then yeah, the snow should have dissipated by then. 2 more points to spend. I'm going to take this one, I think. All of these are pricey. We'd have to do this and then that. It would reduce the construction cost of tunnels and bridges, though, for 500 points. So it's kind of tempting to take these 2. They're just really pricey. But let's set up a route from yeah, we can start at London and we're going to take it to the warehouse. We won't wait until full. We're just going to stick this as freight and pop it on there. And it can do whatever it likes. It can take meat if it wants, which it is doing. And it can bring stuff back. There's a whole slew of things it will eventually bring back once we're fully stocked up that warehouse. Ottawa is happily growing now, which is good news as we'll start to take beer. Are we delivering enough beer? We may need another train on there. We are keeping up with it, but we've got London now taken from that warehouse. Does Toronto? No. Oh, where did you go with your route, sir? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I must have just clicked on here. Yeah, of course you did. Right, yes, that's fine. What I'd like is Toronto to the warehouse as well. And then that's everything done. Do I want to send you up there? Kind of do, don't I? Just separate the traffic a little bit. So after Toronto, could you go that way? And then after the warehouse, could you come back that way? That'll keep that nicely separated. And freight only. And we'll get you shifted as well as what we're... Well, actually, before we do that, what I'd like to do... Did we extend this warehouse? We didn't. What I'd like to do is upgrade this and add us tools to deliver to that warehouse. Maximum on there. That way, we can keep them producing tools once we do start to supply their winter clothing, and then they're not hanging around waiting for people to take tools, because there won't be many people taking it, will there? I don't think many cities will require tools yet, if any at all. So we'll get our freight train on there now. And a security guard? Not really, although it wouldn't be too terrible. It depends whether this one has a security guard. You do. Does this one? No, there we go. We've got the perfect candidate. We're going to save up, I think, because I would like to build cheaper than we are doing, especially when it comes to tunnels and bridges. It will allow us some nice shortcuts for a lot less money. Our trains are moving quite nicely, and Ottawa is still growing. Oh, it's lovely, guys. It's lovely. We may need a second train running this route here. There we go. 3 points. Didn't take long. Let's get some cheaper tunnels. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? We can maybe have some fancy routes going on there with tunnels. Another security guard. Goodness me. A surveyor. Okay, so he gets rid of our arrows. Both good and bad, which is a little bit awkward, and we lose straight up building costs in favour of just I don't know, I don't like it. No, it's a little bit too specific for my liking. We'll skip you for now. I'm sure we'll get some more. Market crier and a mediator. Do you know, I keep getting bit by these, don't I, the mediators? It's take it and then you end up with a small research one or something. It's a gamble. That's what I find. It's an absolute gamble. It's usually better if they appear as you're thinking about buying out something. Right, but a market crier at this stage of the game, absolutely. I mean, it's more people to take around our network, isn't it? There we go. Ottawa is definitely starting to grow now. Where's our train? It's going from the warehouse. Warehouse 3. You are on your way back. We'll probably take something back there eventually from Ottawa. But for now, we'll just let it grow. Okay, has our train left? Do you have tools on board? You do. What's going on here? What was that? I saw a bit of a snarl up. Are you snarling up? Train is waiting for a clear route. Oh, okay. We've got 2 trains that are waiting till full, which is probably not required at the moment. So what we can do there is we can have a little bit of a boost because we've got a backlog, haven't we? So, yeah, we'll boost the throughput there. And given that we only ever have 2 trains that wait till full, I think now, yeah, that should do the trick, shouldn't it? Where did you get silk from? I don't even know. It might be from up there, right? One of these two. Yeah, we got a bit of a delay there, didn't we? That's not pleasant. We still are dropping off our wood. Are we limited up this end? No, we're doing good. Perhaps we just don't have enough trains doing that. And it could also be that it gets a little bit congested around here. Perhaps that'll be the... yeah, there's no one around. Look at that. We wouldn't be resetting too many trains, would we? Let's do that now. We're going to have to get rid of this side bit because we're going to have a maintenance yard down there. So all of this is going to be a little bit different. And we can use these supply towers to tidy this all up. And hopefully our grades won't be too terrible. I guess that you can go back to there now. And do you know what? It might be worth resetting our trains at this junction. This junction probably should stay as is. We now have to fit our maintenance yard in at a nice point on the map, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll find a place. And do we want to sit in that trough? We kind of do. Is that a trough? Yeah, we kind of do, don't we? Because we want to be quite low there. Depends what this is like. Oh, it's okay. 3% isn't too terrible, is it? I guess we could go further back. That would also work. And then we can have a nice smooth grade into there. Then our other main line is going to be... oh, there you go, 2%. Is going to be heading in to this bottom pair. This one here. Like so. Ah, that's tidier. I'm already loving it, guys. I'm not going to hum the tune either. Now what we can do with this guy is not really go down there. We don't need to, do we? I mean, we can go down a little bit, but all we need to fit into is this up here, which might be rather beautiful. It's a little better than it was, in fact. So we'll send you in like that. Our other track is coming in to there, but what we'll do is we'll set this up as a 4-track main line coming out of the station, along with the other freight lines that are going to join in at that point there. Bit of a tight angle, isn't it? But it should work quite nicely. There we go. And I think this is going to be a better network for us. Yeah, we can queue up to head in or not get in each other's way at all. Right, so we'll get this signalled up as well. I mean, it's all a bit skew-whiff, but it's okay. It's kind of skew-whiff, but we do have junctions here, so it's not an issue, is it? And there we go. That's a bit tidier already, isn't it? Let's get signalled up down there. And that should allow our mainline trains from the west to swap over a little tidier and give them a chance to repair or fill up. Whatever. Is that everything? I think it is. We just need to signal this up now. And we're good to go. It may take a little while for our trains to figure out what they're doing, but once they have, we'll have a look to see how all this has filtered through. Leave that to do that. How are we looking over there? As long as Ottawa is still growing. We need to get them, what is it, 40,000? Yeah, we need to get them to 40,000. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going for it. I think we'll do it in time. Now then, let's get Sudbury hooked up. And do I want a maintenance yard just here? You see it dips down. So we might be better off doing it afterwards and having that as a through track. It would be nice to bridge it across there, but as you can see, it aligns with the terrain rather than put some bedding down. So we probably want it afterwards on this nice flat section instead. So I'm going to go with that, and then we'll get our station in. Not large. Well, I mean, we could go large. But we'll get our station in here. We'll get this track running to the top. And that running to there. And the other one is going to do a couple of things. It's going to branch down this way, should we need to run that way. And our bottom one is going to be the one that doesn't... Oh, that's rough, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be the one that doesn't head into the warehouse. It heads into this track here. It does mean I don't know what we're doing with this bottom track just yet. Oh, did I put it the wrong side? You Burke. Every time, guys. Every time. Oh, in fact, no, that's going in there because we'll need a track to branch off and eventually head up north, won't we? So yes, we'll stick that at the bottom. So, in hindsight, it was okay messing that up. So we'll need a way to cross over from that station once we've got a connection in to the warehouse so that Sudbury can drop off a whole ton of beer. That should give us enough room to drift off that way and branch off up to the north if we wish. Early, we can branch off that way and go for cotton or up to Moose Factory. The terrain around there looks rough, doesn't it? That's going to be interesting once we get up to there. I did say I would like to go across the top. Whether we've got enough money for that, I'm not sure. Or whether it's even feasible. I mean, it kind of is. I would prefer to go... I guess tunneling would work these days, wouldn't it? It would be nice to have a fly under. Especially if we can... Yeah, it's not overly terrible. Depends, how much would it cost to go over the top? If it will let us, that is. Will you let us go over the top? It's a better grade, isn't it? And it's not that much more expensive, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, that's not expensive at all. I mean, it's a little excessive, maybe, but I don't know. It's a fancy overpass, isn't it, for the warehouse up there? It would be nice to wait on the bridge. Bridge research. Yeah, this. How many points do we have? We have 0. Oh, because I've had it paused, haven't I? But we gain 63 a month, so it wouldn't take too much to do that. I like that idea. Should we get some trains set up then? At least one. We'll get the beer running into Grand Lac Victoria's northern warehouse. We don't need to worry about junction work just yet, because that's something we can do once we know what we're doing up this end. But we've got a few junctions in already. That's nice. We can always waypoint should things get a little bit skew with. We'll have a supply tower there, and we'll have one, since we're going to be going across there, we'll have one, yeah, just there should do, and then we'll come up a couple of signals that way. We do have the maintenance station in there, so they will use it to fill up occasionally. And we'll get us a wait until full freight train from Sudbury into that warehouse. But we'll wait until full at Sudbury and take a load of beer and get a security guard on there as well. Because he'll be bringing stuff back from the warehouse, hopefully. Can we afford this? Do you know, I'd like to. Oh, is that guy there? This is a good time, isn't it? To do this. Mediator. Or is it? It's not that expensive, is it? Yeah, I don't. We'd have to spend millions to get value for that, wouldn't we? That's not going to be quite worth it. It was like 50% of the price, but we only saved 25. Right, there we go. We've got beer underway. It would have been nice to get a discount on that, but not a big deal. Especially since we're going to be making quite a bit off that. And I guess we could set him up. We have so many conductors and just not enough passenger trains. We could set up Sudbury's southern station and have a couple of mixed services heading from Toronto and London and Ottawa as well. Yeah, do you know what? That wouldn't be bad for us in Sudbury, would it? And those 3 stations, it's all going to help. Train station, signal controlled. We'll probably have another maintenance yard just here for splitting off. I know we've got 2, but it could come in useful. We'll do one there. Yeah, we could branch in quite nicely. The sugar's going to be useful. We'll redo this when we need it, when we've got the cheaper bridges, because we're going to save a fortune on that, and it'll be worth doing because the grade was nice. And this one can branch into the sugar because we are going to need sugar, aren't we, down that end. And we might need to transfer it to a warehouse depending on how close sugar is up this end. Goodness me, look at the time, guys. What happened there? I was enjoying myself far too much. We can drift around into this station as well, if we wish, which might not be a bad idea. We could have this branch off and then go in. And then again, we can branch back in. It's sort of a bypass track. It's not supposed to be quick or anything like that. And I don't know what we're doing with this. I mean, why not? Why not? We could come out that end. And if it's too busy... Oh, not like that though. Yeah, if it's too busy, one end, we can send it out the other end, can't we? Oh, is it perfect? What a way to end this. We'll probably take a ride then on a mixed service up to Sudbury this time. With all this shenanigans, we've got even more of our network going. Dear oh dear. I do love it. I was going to say it, guys. I do love it when a plan comes together. And this is the plan, and it's coming together. Sort of. Was it the plan? Yes. Probably not this extravagant, to be fair. But I'll take it. Yeah, we don't need anything connecting in because we can also connect that in. That end, and then we can decide which end of Sudbury we head out of. What we do need is a maintenance building on you and a maintenance building on you. Our train is off. Yes, interest is due now for bonds. And I guess I'll save it there and we'll get on board. Oh, should I maybe make the train first? New train. We'll head from London up to Sudbury there. And it's going to be automatic. No, it's not. It's going to be passengers and mail only. We'll add us rail cars while I remember. We'll add us our personnel. There we go, one of our conductors. And we'll get the Achilles on. You beautiful creature. Right, I'll save it there. We're on a very short commuter. Train, not route. Right guys, we're on board on our way to Sudbury. Should we have not turned down there? No, unless we are cows. That's cattle, isn't it, the first junction? We are heading in the right direction. We're about to head past Toronto on the bypass line and make our way north to Sudbury. Let's see if we cannot make a fortune when we come back for our freight. Hopefully we do, and that's another one under our belt. And hopefully Ottawa grows close to the beginning of next episode. That way we can get them manufacturing winter clothes, which we can then ship direct to Toronto, which is just down the road. This is pleasant, isn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed myself again. All the networks being built. We'll make sure that this service is going the right way. If it isn't, we're going on an excursion. So that's fine, isn't it? And we can learn. It'll be a case of, okay, well, we don't want it to go that way. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.